What will he will do? World of creation. What will world of creation? What will what
Yo YouTube, what up? Always a legend, Swerve ENT, bringing you a new video to open your mind with. Now this is going to be part 2 of the Ascension of the Throne series. I want to bring up a good video that I saw. It involved Azneyeswhitedragon and his discussion on the Mega Monarchs and the Monarch support. Azneyes has been doing this shit for a long ass time, and I looked at the videos about 15 minutes, and he's discussing, you know, the videos, you know, bringing out which monarchs to use, or the new monarch support such as March of the Monarch, Return of the Monarch, the First Monarch, or the Megas. He had a good concept, but he was going about it the wrong way. With these new support coming out, we have to give up the concept of playing Treeborn Frog. You have to do one or the other. If you wish to play with Treeborn Frog, then you can't use the versatility of these cards. If you want to use the versatility of these cards, you have to give up Treeborn Frog. A lot of people talking about, oh, when they think about Monarchs, Treeborn Frog, that's the first thing they think about. But when you play Sea Lancer, and you have Sea Lancer's effect, Sea Lancer says that you equip any remove from play Sea Serpent, Fish, Aqua, whatever. Fine, and you equip it to him. That takes up the back row. You're not activating Treeborn Frog's effect then. Sea Lancer has gotten a lot of regional tops. My boy PC, he's topped with it, and he's been in so many feature matches in the previous YCS. My whole thing is if that deck is able to do well without the hindering effect of, hey, since I have Sea Lancer, I can't play Treeborn Frog. That's mine. The reason why Treeborn Frog was so good for the Monarch aspect is because it minimizes your resources that you have to waste to continuously keep on bringing out Monarchs. And it's a concept that has been going around for a long time. If we remember the previous Monarch decks before that, it didn't utilize Treeborn Frog. It didn't utilize Gotchi. It didn't utilize all these other cards back in the day. Right? Now, I know what y'all going to tell me. You're going to tell me, oh, well, you know, it was a slower format. There's not that many cards that came out back then that could actually do a lot of damage to the board. And you're right. Instead of us thinking about whenever we see Monarchs, the first thing that comes to our head is Frognarchs. We got to get out of that concept if we wish to use this support. I love having Caius and having 3 or more Monarchs in my hand and have a fucking rush. I love that. What happens if they get Veiler? Now you just have a 24 beater on board. What happens if you got Bottomless? The 1-for-2 card aspect is fine, but you still have an empty board, and now you have to deal with the hand trap in your hand to sit there and preserve life points. With the introduction of Return of the Monarch and March of the Monarch, one of them says that as long as this remains face up on the field, you cannot target or be destroyed by card effect. The reason why that is good is because no Veiler, no Bottomless, no Mirror Force, no Torrential, nothing, only warning, and warning is at 1. Do you know how powerful that is? I know for a lot of y'all players out there, it's like, yeah, but you know, it's not worth sacrificing Treeborn Frog. There's still Rodent Totem as an engine. There's still Ghost Tricks as an engine. You know, there's a lot of engines out there. Gravekeepers, you can do so many things with just having back row. Maybe the yacht is not as explosive or as dominant as just having a Treeborn Frog with a strong Monarch on the board and hopefully wasting hand traps. But what if you could have hand traps as well as back row? You know, a lot of times when you're playing with Monarchs and they got that Veiler, it's like, now I still gotta deal with that back row. Damn, one card stopped our whole play. And I'm not trying to say for y'all to go out there and y'all gonna top automatically using these cards. But what I'm trying to say is that for all these Monarch players out there, open your mind to the possibility of actually playing with back row. You're worried about, oh, well, I can't play Gores because I'm having these continuous trap cards. And also the biggest thing out there that you fail to realize, Mystical Space Typhoon is still a card. I don't know if anybody else realizes that, but you have to be one hell of a lucky ass player to think that your March of the Monarch is going to stay on the field for the entirety of the duel. Slip a Treeborn in there. You can still play that because hell, Piper plays Treeborn. It's not going to be as consistent as you getting your Treeborn all the time, but you can still play it nonetheless. I believe that we should sit there and give these a try before we go off and we go knocking these other things down. Like we have a skill drain coming out soon, but you can't have your extra deck. Now people's whining about that. The Monarch Awakens, which is that tribute summon monster, is unaffected by everything, but its effect is negated. Okay, who the fuck gives a fuck about a riser after it gets his effect, huh? He's just a 24 beater anyway, right? So this is my thing, right? I want to reach out to Azneyeswhitedragon, and I want to compare notes on the Monarch aspect, because I really think it was a strong video that he did, and I'm really glad that more players is actually trying to get involved with the Monarch aspect, because I love the archetype. So hopefully this gets to Azneyeswhitedragon, and maybe we could collaborate and do a video. We can incorporate with each other, so maybe you could do a future Monarch video and I could do a future Monarch video based on the discussion that we spoke about. But I would really like the fans to actually see us come together discussing this archetype, not only because of what other people think that bigger YouTubers can't reach out to the smaller YouTubers, but I just want to see from two different aspects what we can actually give to the fans regarding the Monarch archetype. That's all I have to say about this video. I'm pretty much sorry that I didn't do no in-depth details with the new Monarchs, but hopefully we'll be able to sit there. Episode 3, I really think I want to discuss the age of the Monarchs, like how it began, like from Cornarchs to Dimensional Fission Monarchs to all that. I think the next episode I'm really going to go by for that. So stay tuned for that. And also, like I said, I want to give everybody a big shout out for supporting the channel, and just keep watching. Alright, this is Azneyeswhite the legend, Moftis, Swerve.